Hi everyone, it's Michelle with Craft with MV again. And today I thought we'd make this cute little shaker card using the Seaside Shore set. I love the ocean, I love water, so this was a set I needed to get. And I decided to make a shaker card with beads. So let's get started. Of course, we're using the Seaside Shore stamp set. We're going to be using By the Shore designer series paper. So what we're going to need is, I'm using the Dapper Denim as a card base. Again, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of designer series paper cut by 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then I have a soft sky paper that's done 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I also have a foam, two-sided adhesive foam ring I'm going to use, and a piece of acetate. And I'll tell you how I got those. I'm using the layering circle frames, these two frames right here, the layering circles. I'll get those sizes, I'll put them below. I'm using the Peekaboo Peach Ruched ribbon. I'm using the Dapper Denim ink and the Macaron ink. I am using the Seaside impression folder. I am using my mini dots and of course SNAIL and all that. And I'm also going to be using some of these little fish, and how I did those little fish is on my scrap paper I just cut these out. I just fussy cut it out, fish. So that's what I did for those, and I think that's it. Okay, we'll get started. So the first thing I did was decide what size circle I wanted. And I have this two-sided adhesive foam that I had, so I decided to use this. And what I did is I just, I don't know if this will fit on here, but just took the two, lined them up, and ran them through the big shot. And I got the circle. I kept the inner part because I'm using that for something else. And then I took the larger circle on my acetate and cut out the circle of the acetate. And we're going to be using the smaller one for the card. The foam is a little different size in the dots, so I use those extra pieces of foam to pop up a little fish that I cut out. Okay, so we're going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is just put the paper on the card base for now. Just using some adhesive. And I'm trying to get it pretty much centered because I'm going to center the other card over this. This is a little, oh. Okay. Another thing I forgot to say is I have, I also make jewelry, so I had some sea beads and blue colors I just kind of threw in here for the beads and the, okay, so that's done. The next thing I'm going to be taking my soft sky piece, and what I'm going to be doing is cutting out the circle, and also, I don't know if you could see it, doing the impression. And I wanted my waves to be up, facing up. So I did the impression so that they ripple up. Okay? But before I do that, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, because I don't want my, I want my sentiment to kind of go with the flow there. And that I'm doing in the Dapper Denim. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in this area. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to just step away for a second and go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to be cutting out the circle, and then I'm going to use the impression pad, the impression folder, to make my C here. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I made my circle and I did the embossing. One thing to remember when you emboss, you'll see that there's nothing right here, like this 1/4 of an inch So you don't want to butt your piece up to that because otherwise you'll have that line of nothing. So you want to make sure it's in the center. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. The thing I'm going to do next is just put dots on there. And I think I told you that I took the circle and just cut it into pieces to make, to use instead of dimensionals, just because it's the same height as the foam I'm using for the shaker part. So I'm going to put these on. Unfortunately, these don't work quite as easy as the dimensionals do. But I didn't want to, I wanted to have the same, like I said, the same size. Okay, I'm just going to stop this while I finish this. You don't need to watch me put them all on, but so I'll be right back. Okay, now I've put all these foam things on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the card, place this over, oops, correct way. And I made this just a little larger than the underpiece. You don't necessarily need to make the whole, you can make that a square, whatever you want to do. I just wanted the whole thing to be there. So if someone was looking from the side, there was something there. And what I'm going to do is just, with a pencil, just kind of mark the circle so I know where to place. I know where to place the other foam piece. I'm now going to peel. Now I've got my foam ring that I made earlier. I showed you how to do that. I'm just going to take this adhesive off, and I'm just going to line that up so that it is just fitting. Okay, so if we line up really one and two, you know, top or bottom or the two sides, it will fit. So that's that. Now we're going to put our fish in. I've done a variety of fish. I'm only going to be putting, oh, the other thing I did was, forgot to mention this. What I did was on soft sky paper, I stamped the seaweed in the mint macaron, and then I cut it out by hand. I'm going to be using my X for this just because it's easier for me. It saves me time. So I'm just going to run my X through, my piece through the X. Okay. Then you just rub that and peel off the top. Goes in the garbage. And peel this off. So now there's adhesive on the back. There may be a little bit of adhesive in between here. If you just kind of rub it, it goes away. You just kind of push it away. Okay. So I'm going to tuck that in here first. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to pick 3 fish to put in. So I'm just going to peel off the backs of these. Again, this is with that same foam I used because I want to keep everything the same height. So that's the only reason I'm using this. Okay, so now we've got our fish in there. Okay, before I put the beads in, I want to put ribbon around this end, so I'm going to take a piece of the Peekaboo Peach Ruched ribbon and just tie it around, make a knot. Not the best knot maker, but there we go. And let me just get my scissors, and I will cut that. Okay, I'm going to be putting a glue dot on. There it is. Okay. Just put it kind of underneath my knot. Okay. Okay, I wanted to do that first. That's done. Now comes the fun part. No, just pour in the seed beads. These are size 11s that I had. They seem small enough for this card. Okay. I'm actually going to use this to hold down the card while I'm peeling off this. Carefully peel off the top part. Yeah, of course it's not coming. Take this. Okay. Once it gets started, it's fine. Just getting it started sometimes. Okay. And of course my finger's stuck, but no problem. Now we're going to take our acetate piece and just line that up to the one side, and it should fit perfectly. Yes. Push it down. Shake it around a bit. Okay, make sure everything's working. Final, well, this is not the final thing, but the next thing to do is we're going to peel these off and stick this on. I put the ribbon on before I put these on, but that's okay. The other thing I need to do is just, I want to place a few glue dots around the circle just to hold it down. So, just get stuck on everything. You guys don't have this problem, right? No. Okay, thanks for bearing with me on that. Okay, now what I do is I kind of bend this because I want to make sure my circle gets down. I got everything even. Make sure it's even going over the bottom. Okay, once that's done, just press it down. So there we go. I have some extra fish here. Sorry, I keep going out of frame, huh? Extra fish here to stick. Let's see. Yes, he's going this way. This one's going this way. Oh, they're all going the same way. There. Okay, that's our shaker card by the sea. I mean, seashore. Seaside Seashore shaker card. I think it's cute. Hope you like it. Of course, I'll have all the instructions on my blog with the supply list. I'll list the supplies below. I'll include the sizes I use to the circles. You can do whatever circles you want. And as always, you can do any colors you want. I just showed you how I did it. If you need a demonstrator, I'd be happy to be your demonstrator. If you have any questions, just contact me. Good day and God bless. Hope you enjoyed the card. I certainly enjoyed making it. That's it. If you like my video, please subscribe. Thank you very much.